Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the next episode of Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. Hey, what's going on with you? It's your old pal Joe here, checking in with you on a motherfucking Monday, my friend. How's it going? How's it hanging? I'm sorry I missed you last week. It's been a little bit chaotic. But hey, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're better than you ever thought you possibly could be doing. All right? And if you're not, hey, that's okay. We got a brand new month. You got a whole another 30, maybe 31 days to get your shit together, right? April's a 30-day month, correct? So you got about 30 days to get your shit together. If you can't do it by then, I don't know what else I can do for you, my friend. Hey, I'm going to be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama this coming Wednesday, April 6th. I will be at, I believe it's called Druid City Brewing. So come on through there. Come get the jokes. I'll be headlining, closing a big brewery show, getting back to what it is that I do, people. And other than that, I'll be in Nashville by the 15th of this month. So gearing up for a move. Again, sorry I missed you last week. It's been busy. It's been chaotic. But, you know what we didn't miss last week? The Stinkhole Hour. Do me a favor. Go check out the Stinkhole Hour. It's a great podcast I'm doing with my good buddy, Monty Mitchell. We put those episodes out every goddamn Tuesday. All right. So there will be a new one tomorrow for you, but I've been keeping up with that. Just missed the podcast last week. You know what I mean? We finally finished up shooting that movie. The movie's all wrapped up, so be on the lookout for that this coming summer. We're shooting for a July, possibly August release date. It's going to be called Blood Mountain Massacre. A lot of fun to shoot. Can't wait for y'all to see it. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'm not too sure what's going on, how it's going to be released. All that shit. I don't know. We finally wrapped it up. It was a great fucking time shooting. Got to eat fried chicken in a hot tub. Got to get stabbed. It was a great time. Where else can you get stabbed and get a little bit of cheddar on top of it? You know what I mean? Other than shooting a movie. But that's why I missed it last week, people. And if I seem a little bit fucking out of it today, I got a goddamn fucking sinus congestion, whatever the fuck headache that has been pounding between my eyes for like 4 fucking days now. And I don't know how to get rid of it. I'm not really congested. I can still breathe out of my nose, but my God, it's a fucking nightmare, people. I don't know what to do. My own voice is echoing in my own fucking head right now. What am I supposed to do here, people? I think the easiest solution would be just to put a shotgun in my mouth. I think that would be the easiest thing, because this is fucking miserable, man. This is absolutely fucking miserable. I got no idea what to do about it. I've tried some decongestant. I've tried putting a nice hot washcloth on my nose for a little bit, We'll get through it. We'll get through it together. People got it worse than I do. They got it worse than a little congestion in your nose. You know what I mean? You could always be I don't know, not have any legs. That seems like it might be a harder life. I'm not trying to put anybody down in case you're out there and you don't have any legs, but, I'm not trying to make it seem like my life's any harder just because I got a little congestion in my nose, You ever try to do that? You ever try to tell somebody about a problem you have and they're like, well, my dad molested me. And it's like, I just had a runny nose, buddy. I didn't mean to go down this route where all of a sudden we're talking about how your trials and tribulations are much harder than mine. I was just asking if you have a Kleenex, and all of a sudden I'm hearing about how you used to get beat up, and people used to put duct tape on your balls and rip it off or something like that when you're in high school. I don't know. You know what I mean? They always got to tell you about how their life is worse, and it's like, I just wanted somebody to listen. That's all. I just wanted you to listen to my problem. We don't have to compare and contrast problems. You know what I mean? But you guys know people like that. I'm sure you do. Where you go, hey, I stubbed my toe last night. And they're like, well, my mom never loved me. And it's like, God damn, why can't I just... My toe's sore. I'm limping a little bit today. I'm just trying to let you know why I am the way I am today. And they're like, well, I'm going to let you know why I am all the time or whatever. You guys get what I'm saying. Hey, let's talk about it. I know it's a little bit old, but I wouldn't have talked about this last week if I put out a podcast. Anyway, let's talk about Chris Rock and Will Smith, shall we, people? Did y'all see it? If you didn't see it, goddamn, you would think that there wasn't you would think, just based off the reaction of social media and the media in general and just people, that the night after the Oscars, you would almost think that once Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, it was almost as if Will Smith used that little Men in Black thingy and erased everybody's memory. Because it almost seemed like as soon as Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, nothing else in the world existed. You know what I mean? It's as almost if there was no more war in Ukraine. It was almost as if COVID ceased to exist. It almost is like 2020 never even fucking happened. You know what I mean? All the pain and suffering of all the countries in the world, of all the people, all the starving children, and all the people with third world countries who have terrible, terrible infections because they have poor diets and are malnourished. And, you know, in all the Middle Eastern countries where they're chopping off people's clits and all that shit. All that just disappeared for one brief moment. Almost entirely. No one else has talked about shit since Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. So, you know, the world is just, I think everything's fine in the world now. Gas prices, I believe, are normal. I don't think there's any food shortages. I don't think we're on the verge of World War III at all. I don't think the country is being looted by giant pharmaceutical corporations and big tech. I don't believe any of that's happening anymore. You know, all because of the slap heard round the world, people. It's almost like they couldn't get you with that daylight savings bill. Remember that a few weeks ago when they were like, hey, we're not going to do daylight savings anymore. And you almost forgot. You almost forgot how shitty the world was. You almost forgot gas is over $5 a gallon. And World War III seems almost inevitable at this point, you know, especially when they start talking about we're definitely not looking for a regime change. I'll tell you this, people. Anytime a president, anytime any politician starts talking about we are not trying to have a regime change, I bet your bottom fucking dollar they're looking for a fucking regime change. Don't trust these assholes. But the daylight savings wasn't enough for people to forget about it. That was the big move, right? We're going to have the daylight savings bill and everybody will be so flabbergasted and elated, you know, that they'll forget about everything else in the world. It didn't happen. So then what happens? Will Smith smacks Chris Rock and the whole world is put on hold. First of all, who cares? You know what I mean? Listen, I know if you've been following me on Twitter and on Instagram, I've been talking about it all fucking week because it's fun. Because it's funny. It's funny the fact that, first of all, it's funny that you could fuck Will Smith's wife, but you can't talk about her. That, first and foremost, is absolutely hilarious. If Chris Rock would have just fucked her in her ass and not said a word to her, Will Smith would have been like, okay, cool. But he was like, hey, you got no hair, you bitch, or whatever he said. And then Will Smith's like, hey, that's not cool, you know. So that's first and foremost. You know what I mean? And then there was a second thing I was going to fucking talk about, but who cares? You know what I mean? Oh, that's the thing that I was trying to get to. It's another example. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you right now listening to this fucking podcast. How much money do you make a year? Probably not enough to walk around and slap people in the face and get away with it, huh? Kind of like me. It's just another example of a complete two-class system in this country where if you are of a certain guild, of a certain class, if you make a certain amount of money in this country, you can do whatever it is you want because the rules don't apply to you. You know what I mean? Like they do for you and me. You know? It's the same thing when they're like the president is talking about gas prices and making these deals that's fucking over, you know, everybody's having to pay more for gas, whatever, all that shit. Whether or not it's based on the president's decisions, who gives a fuck? The point is the president doesn't drive. You know what I mean? So they're affecting your life, but it has nothing to do. They can get away with murder pretty much. That's what I think is funny. The fact that Will Smith was able to get up, slap somebody in the face, and go sit down and enjoy the rest of his evening. And no one batted an eye. You know what I mean? All these tough Hollywood people that are like, oh, dude, I'd punch Donald Trump in the fucking face, dude, if he walks in here. If he walks in here, dude, I'll punch him in the fucking face. Y'all a bunch of fucking little cuck pussy bitches in Hollywood. That's what everybody is. No one did shit. How big is Chris Rock? 5'4"? You know, Will Smith's, he's a bigger dude. He's like, what, 6'2", 6'3", something like that? He's probably about my size, slapping little people. No one did shit. No one did a goddamn thing for him. You know what I mean? I think somebody should have stood up for him. Chris Rock has all these friends. Me personally, I think it would have been great to see some of Chris Rock's Hollywood friends come to his aid. You know, some of his famous friends, perhaps Louis C.K. Him and Chris Rock are pretty tight. They've worked on shows together. Maybe Louis C.K. shows up, starts beating off in front of Will Smith, shows him what's up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you can't go around slapping people, so I'm going to jerk off in your face to get back at you. That would have been nice to see. But honestly, who gives a shit? Other than the fact that it's just like, first, I've already said first of all like twice now. Other than the fact that it's somebody getting away with something that you and I wouldn't be able to get away with, that bugs me a little bit because it's a complete class issue, as is everything in this country. I also think it's hysterical coming from the comedy world. All of a sudden, every fucking butt-fuck comic is where, I might get attacked on stage. And it's like, let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. Most people don't say anything worth being attacked on stage. You know what I mean? People doing comedy have gotten relatively soft, and they're what they think might be controversial or whatever isn't. They have weak, very much herd opinions. They go with the flow. They say what is current, what's hip, what's okay to say. I don't think people are going to start hopping on stage and trying to fight comedians. I think they should. I would love to see people start beating comedians' asses. Not for telling offensive jokes or whatever, for getting bummed out by some Propecia joke or whatever it is. Just because comics think they're so tough, I think it'd just be funny to watch them just get the shit beat out of them, dude. If you want to come on stage when I'm up there, bro, I invite it, bro. You know what would have happened if Will slaps me? You want to know what happens when Big Willie style comes for Big Papa Joe? If I get slapped in the face by Will Smith, he turns his back to me, I'm riding that motherfucker to the ground, taking his pants off and fucking him in the ass right in front of his wife. Show her what a real man is. You know what I mean? Come on stage slapping with me. Here's the other thing, people. I know some comedians who have concealed carry permits as well. So that is a bit worrisome, Some of them don't take their guns on stage with them. Others do. So I would not recommend slapping anybody at any point in time, no matter what they say. You know what I mean? Especially, listen, that's that shit where some woman is getting two men in a fight for no reason because she's upset about something. You bald bitch, fuck you. Fuck Jada Pinkett Smith or whatever it is. Fuck her in her bald fucking head. Who gives a shit? Did you see the interview where she was like before the Oscars or whatever? She's like, I'm bald and I don't care. And I'm proud of being bald and I got no hair and I don't care and all this and that. And then as soon as somebody says something remotely about your fucking bald head, now all of a sudden you're getting all pissy, And this is why fellas, don't bring your lady to a comedy show, okay? Don't do it. They ruin all the fun. If you're trying to have fun with your fellas, what's the one thing that's going to ruin it? Your lady. Because you can't have no fun. They don't know how to have that much fun, so they got to ruin it for everybody else. They go, he said something mean about me. You got to go fight him. No. If it's such a fucking problem and you're so goddamn big and powerful and strong, why don't you go fight him? I think that would have been a much more fair fight. Jada versus Chris Rock. Why couldn't she go slap him? She's the queen, right? Listen. What a goofy fucking bitch. What a goofy fuck Will Smith is too. What a goofy fucking world we live in, bro. It's so fucking funny. You come inside my wife, but just don't mention the fact that she has a shaved head. Who gives a fuck about Propecia anyway? Listen, if you got Propecia, I'm not saying fuck you, but fuck your disease. Fuck your weak. Is it killing you? Is it like fucking ruining your organs or anything like that? Listen, it might. I didn't read any research about this propecia shit. You know what I mean? But quit making your diseases and your ailments and your fucking struggles in life everybody's fucking problem. Okay? That's all. If you got cancer and somebody goes, cancer's funny, even if you don't think it is, just move along. Don't make it a problem. Don't stand up. Don't die on that fucking hill. Okay? You're dying anyway. Enjoy fucking life. So what? You don't think a joke is funny. Move along, people. You don't need somebody slapping somebody because you're upset. Okay? For fuck's sake, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? I read something like just the lockdown and COVID and the masks and isolation and everybody has really started to fuck with people by people are just acting silly, lashing out on planes, slapping each other, all sorts of shit, man. And it was all has to do with that mass fucking lockdown experiment that they did a couple years ago that people probably don't really remember anymore. Because goddamn, we got the memory of a fucking whatever has a real short memory. That's what we got the memory of. But yeah, it's something along the lines of people not seeing each other's faces and isolating from one another for some reason has the number of suicides has apparently gone down, but the number of fights and violent acts amongst each other have significantly gone up. So, why are we freaking out on one another? That's a good question to be asking right now. And also I think it's kind of interesting, like the people who put the lockdown orders in place as far as like the mask and everything, and like they had no idea the repercussions of it. You know what I mean? They didn't realize that people might snap, and as soon as you let them back out in the open, they're going to start to freak out. It's all part of the bigger plan, everybody. The plan of, as our President Joe Biden likes to say it, the New World Order. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the New World Order is coming. It's already here. If you can't see it, I can't help you, okay? You need to get those glasses from They Live with Rowdy Roddy Piper. Then you can see that the New World Order is already here. Big conspiracy theory, right? Why does everybody keep talking about it then, huh? The New World Order is coming, and all we can do is resist, people. That's all we can do. All we can do is put up the good fight and pray. That's all we can do, you know? So, join me in prayer. And I'll save everybody from this fucking this downward spiral that we're in. Fuck. Who gives a shit? Hey, listen. Fuck Chris Rock. Fuck everything. Focus on yourself, people. Focus on making your world better and the people that you love. Focus on making their world better. And we're all going to get out of here one way or another, correct? It's all going to be prosperous or it's going to be complete suffering and agony. So pick your poison. Let's have some fun together, shall we? And I don't know. I saw a tit explode. How about that, people? Nice little segue. I didn't see the actual tit explode. But, ladies, if you're out there thinking about plastic surgery, listen, really think about that. Apparently, it's very addictive. And I don't know. I saw some video of some lady. Just everything about her was just fucking fake plastic. Fake lips. Fucking face looked like that fucking Whitney Cummings. Fucking glossy, fucking smooth skin shit. Y'all know who that is? Her face looks all fucked up. Chill on the fucking Botox, will you fucking goofy women? Your face looks like a fucking, like somebody's stretching a bag over it or some shit. You know what I mean? That smooth, glossy skin that just looks, I don't know why anybody thinks that looks good. You know what I mean? Leave it up to Photoshop. Like, you don't need to look like that, like a regular person. But anyway, the lady, fake face, fake lips, big old fake fucking titties, right? And apparently it had them done a few times, but I didn't know this could happen with implants. But this poor woman, I know I'm kind of making fun of her, but she made the choices to herself. Poor woman just crying in front of a camera, right? And because one of her tits blew the fuck up. She's talking into the camera, crying, fucking. Face doesn't change, though, by the way. Her face is frozen in that plastic state, so you can't tell if she's happy crying, sad crying, or, just in between crying. You can't tell she has emotion. But she's got like a sports bra on, and she lowers it on the left side, and it's just a fucking, it looks like somebody shot a cannonball through her titty. It's just titty skin and just a fucking hole in there, bro. I didn't know what to think. I had no idea. It's one of the most fucking, I don't know why it's funny to me, because clearly that lady was very upset, and I would, I can only imagine women, ladies, there's so much focus on your physical appearance. I could only imagine what life would be like if one of your tits blew up. But you gotta chill out, you know what I mean? And I think that lady's main income was OnlyFans now, so her life is just a fucking mess right now. But you put yourself in that situation, maybe you should have stopped after the third boob job, but now you just got your tit exploded, man. Be careful, ladies. The butt injections of those could probably explode too, fellas. What are we getting? What prosthetics are we getting attached to our bodies? Just be careful, boys. We don't need any balls blowing up in our old ball bag. You know what I mean? I don't fucking know. Let's get you the animal video clip of the week and get you on your way, people, shall we? Hey, thanks for checking out the podcast, everybody. Hope we've been having some fun. I got no idea what I'm talking about. Again, still congested, echoing in my ear. It's fucking obnoxious. But anyway, the lion videos are back, people. This video coming from the great website, worldstarhiphop.com. Go check it out. Go have some fun there. Man, I don't know what it is with Indian folks and big cats. We've talked about it many, many times on this podcast, man. People in India love giant cats, leopards, cougars, panthers, lions and tigers. My God, they love them all. But they're always getting fucked up by them. I know that. This particular video, couple lions in a cage, right? That's a good place for lions to be. In a cage, away from you. But, when lions are in a cage, you got to get close. You got to go check them out, take a peek, at least look at them. These Indian fellas, they wanted to fucking peek at the lions, but that wasn't good enough for them, They also wanted to touch the lions. And it's like, okay, buddy, good luck to you. You know what I mean? And, listen, even if you want to touch a lion, like, make that fucking, don't stick your hand in a cage ever. For anything, people. There's nothing inside of a cage. There's nothing inside of a locked cage that you should be reaching for. Unless it's a key for your freedom or something like that, then maybe try and get it. But, one of the dudes just reaches his hand in the fucking cage, and that lion just snatches it up, I should say. Just fucking clamps down on it. And, of course, the dude starts yelling and needs some help. Unfortunately, they did get the guy's hand out of the lion's mouth relatively quickly. But I just, you know me, people. I wish that wouldn't have happened. I wish the lion would have somehow managed to pull that man through the fence and then just mauled him. That's what I hope would have happened. I don't know why people want to keep fucking with animals. There's just like such a lapse in judgment. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen from me sticking my hand inside this lion cage? Not even what is the worst thing. What is the most probable thing to happen if I stick my hand in this lion's cage? Well, it's probably going to fucking rip your arm off. That's probably the most likely thing to happen, correct? What's the most unlikely thing to happen? That lion be chill as fuck and you make a friend. So, you know what I mean? Decide. You got to think about that shit before you start reaching in the cage. Because let's be honest. Best case scenario, you touched a lion for a second. Most likely case scenario, you're not going to have a fucking arm at the end of the day. All right? So, what are we taking away from this podcast today, people? What are we taking away? Don't talk about Will Smith's wife, but feel free to fuck her. If you're going to get breast implants, take it fucking easy. Have a backup plan, too. Don't put all your tits in one basket, ladies, okay? And what's the final thing we learned today? What are we going to do if we see an animal of any kind in a cage? What are we going to do? Leave it alone. Thanks for checking out the podcast, everybody. Hope we had some fun this week. Listen, go check out the Stinkhole Hour with me and my buddy Monty Mitchell. New episodes come out every Tuesday. I'll be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Wednesday, April 6th. What is it called? Druid. What did I say at the beginning of the podcast, people? Druid City Brewing. Come through there, and I'll be in Nashville in a couple of weeks as I'll be moving up that way. So thanks for checking out the podcast, everybody. Hope we had some fun this week. Listen, do me a favor. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else, all right? I'll catch you around real soon. Later. And for you on the video, I love you. I love you so fucking much. I just hope. All right? Take care.